Okay, so those of you who don't know, a really big snowstorm that occurred down here where I live. So I wasn't even sure whether or not I was gonna be able to get home to even talk about this game. But hey, I made it home. I'm home safe, nice and warm, so that's a good thing for me. So it'll give me some time to go ahead and talk about this game. And here we are talking about another Packers loss. And and a Packers loss to a team that we haven't lost to in quite some time. A team that we have beaten 11 straight times, but it ended yesterday. Frank Nitty here, and I'm going to talk about the Chicago Bears beating the Packers with a game-winning field goal yesterday, and quite frankly, the game ended the way it should have ended. This was not the Packers game to win. When you look at the way the Packers came out there and played that football game, they absolutely did not deserve to win this football game. And it's even more disgusting when you really think about the fact that if it wasn't for Carl Brooks' fingertips, this team would be literally 0-6 in division. 0-6. The Bears should have beat us the first time. They finished the job this time, and they should have beat us the first time. So the Packers, I don't know what to tell you. When it comes to playing games against division rivals, we just played like complete ass. And yesterday was probably the worst game I've ever seen Matt LaFleur coach. To me, when I was watching the game, it just honestly looked like Matt LaFleur just didn't know exactly what he wanted. Did he want to just throw the game, or did he want to win the game? I'm serious when I ask that question. I'm not really sure exactly what Matt LaFleur was looking for in that football game. You know, he talked about how he wanted to come out there and just start hot. They talk about that all the time. How they want to get off to a fast start, and they want to punch the Bears in the mouth right away by having the starters out there. Which I didn't have a problem with. I had no problem with the starters being out there because, quite frankly, they needed something. They needed to go in the playoffs on a high note with the way they performed against the Vikings. So I had no objection to Matt LaFleur keeping the starters out there, having them play the game. Of course, it cost Christian Watson his knee, and you hate to see it, but I'm mad that Matt did that. And had he not done it, and he sat all the starters, then we could possibly be talking about playing an even worse game against the Eagles next week. Because then the starters could have came out there rusty and have not played in 2 weeks. So either way, Matt LaFleur was going to take the heat either way. So I will defend him in that sense, but other than that, I'm not defending him on anything else. This was literally the worst game he's ever coached since he's been the head coach of his team, by far. I mean, the play calling was just absolutely atrocious. His clock management was horrible at the end of the game, leaving too much time on the clock after the defense created that turnover. He completely mismanages that last drive, calling the timeout, leaving time for the Bears to do what they did after they got the ball back, leaving 55 seconds left on the clock instead of draining more. But hey, let's go ahead and at least celebrate that Matt LaFleur finally won a challenge for once. let's go and celebrate that here. At least he won a challenge for once. Anyway, I just think the current state of this Packers football team is just one big fluke. I mean, at the end of the day, the Packers this entire season just at no point in time had a really good, nice signature win against a good football team. Just because they go out there and they beat up a lot of banged up teams and just bad teams in general throughout the season to get those 11 wins doesn't mean that makes us a good football team. And the way they played, nothing about this team screams great or even good, just mediocrity. And we got to be one of the biggest flukes throughout the season. And I just think it's time to just accept the fact that we're just not as good as we thought we were. You can make the excuse that, oh, we're still a young football team. That excuse worked last year. This is their second year together. You can't make that excuse anymore. This is a professional football team. You got to go out there and you got to go play. Right? You got to go out there and you got to play, man. I mean, you can't. I mean, there's not really many positives that come out of this football game. After that horrible performance against the Vikings, they come out and they play even worse than that on your home field. And remember what I said. Remember what I said earlier. Matt makes it a point to win the coin toss and take the ball first because he wants to get the offense out there right away to get into some good momentum, score quick, punch opponents in the mouth. And I'm just thinking, maybe sometimes you just don't need to always have that mindset. It's a thing. It's a honestly, I just think it's a mindset that Malafor really just needs to get out of. It's okay. It's okay that you want to seek to start off fast and click on all cylinders. But it's just not always. That's just not always going to be the case. You're not going to always get these fast starts. I'm not expecting the Packers to come out there and just drive and just go the length of the field every single time they get the football. I'm not expecting that because it's football. Any given Sunday. I just think at this point, having that mindset that we need to start fast and do X, Y, and Z is what's killing this team more than anything. Sometimes you just need to get back to the basic fundamentals. Find out what you're good at and stick to it. This team, this offense currently is literally nothing without Josh Jacobs on that football field. There's no rhythm in the passing game whatsoever. There's no consistent play from any of our wide receivers. Christian Watson, unfortunately, he went down with his knee injury. But then the day, his issue is obviously his injuries and how he can't stay healthy. Jaden Reed is just completely taken a step backwards this season. He has dropped so many passes throughout the year. Turned the ball a couple of times. Fumbled again yesterday. Dontavian Wicks, I like him, but even he has his issues with his hands. And then Romeo Doubs is in and out of the lineup either by having injuries of his own or other personal problems. And then you got Tucker Kraft, who's great, but barely gets the football. So there's just no consistency whatsoever from this receiving core, despite how talented they are. But at the end of the day, all these guys are inconsistent. You really can't count on any of them. Along with your starting quarterback, who right now I am not loving the way Jordan Love has been playing these last couple of weeks. His accuracy is just all over the place. He's not making good throws, and he's not making good throws, and he's just throwing the ball into the dirt more often than not. When was the last time Jordan Love just made a really good, nice pass in stride, led the wide receiver, he catches it, and then picks up a couple more yards afterwards? It's been a while. I'm not expecting Jordan Love to go out there and be freaking prime Tom Brady. Oh hell, even be freaking Joe Burrow. I'm not gonna put him on that level and expect and have those type of expectations. But what I do expect is for him to play like a starting quarterback, because right now he isn't. And look, I'm not trying to say it's all Jordan Love's fault. At the end of the day, it's everybody's fault. It is his fault. It is the wide receiver's fault. It's the offensive line's fault. It's Matt LaFleur's fault. It's everybody's fault. They're not helped by Matt LaFleur sitting on that sideline calling awful plays, not having no situational awareness. This dude is literally can't stop calling that stupid play, the Jaden Reed, that stupid jet sweep, the Jaden Reed. It's too damn predictable. And with the offensive mindset that he has, to be so predictable in the play calling is ridiculous. How many times is he going to keep calling that stupid jet sweep play? And they call it on 4th down and 4? This man literally doesn't know when to go for it and when not to go for it. So again, this was this was easily the worst game that he's coached. You've been here for a while. There's no excuse for this. To have your football team coming out playing like that. And you yourself coaching this game the way you coach this game. The special teams was garbage. And the funny thing is, we have not had to worry about the special teams for a while. But god damn it, they went back to their old ways yesterday. And it's like you can always count on the special teams to screw up at some point and cause a whole lot of panic. And then you keep asking the question, why the hell are we keep on paying this guy, our special teams coach, the amount of money that we are? Because you can always count on those guys at some point to screw up and allow a team to either get back in the game or get a one-up on you the way the Chicago Bears did. The long snap punt that went over our punter's head. Chicago Bears completely tricking you by making you think that the ball was headed one way when it was going the other way, which is something that should be communicated even before the ball is punted. And yet you still fall for that. And the defense, what can you really say about the defense? The defense looked good all the way up until that last possession. I mean, it's really hard to get mad at those. It's really hard to get mad at those guys all the way up until the last possession. I don't know what the hell Jeff Hafley was thinking. The defense came off this game pretty hot, man. They didn't really allow the Bears offense to do anything. Majority of the first, all the first half, they didn't let the Chicago Bears offense really do anything. But the problem was the offense couldn't match their energy. The defense was playing all right. The defense did enough to help us win this football game. Not helped by the offense playing the way they were. So you want to talk about bad coaching from Matt LaFleur and the special teams, you got to call out Jeff Hafley too. Not by the overall of the game, but then his play calling in that last play of the game, that second to last play of the game. It's third and long. Chicago Bears, they just need to get in field goal range. They're not looking for a touchdown. I can see if they needed a touchdown, and if it was like, I can see if they need a touchdown, and let's say it was fourth down, and they need to just throw the ball in the end zone on a Hail Mary attempt. Then you can have your safeties all the way back deep the way they were. But in this case, all they needed was 10 yards. All they needed to do was just get inside the 40 to kick a field goal. They had enough time to get up and spike the ball. So why are you playing so soft in that situation? Why are you only rushing 3 guys? Why are you leaving Carrington Valentine on an island against DJ Moore? Why is it Xavier McKinney, Javon Bullard, and the rest and sitting so fucking far back that you can't even see them on the screen? Can somebody please answer that for me? So yeah. This was just a complete awful performance. And I mean, I never thought I would honestly have to sit here and watch the Packers lose to the Bears in such a terrible, embarrassing way. I mean, what a horrible way to end this season. And then now you got to go into Philly next week against an Eagles team that has one of the best defenses in the league. And if you can't, and the offense can't find their stride against a bad football team like the Bears, what hope and chance do you have against the Eagles? Sure, we played the Eagles all right to start the season, but the Eagles have done nothing but gotten better since that game. I don't see any way possible that we have the same offensive success that we did that first game. I don't see it. Not the way that Jordan Love is playing. Not the way the rest of the guys are playing. Not the way that Matt LaFleur has been calling these games. No chance. I have no faith in this team right now. That's pretty much all I got, man. I can't say too much else. I mean, and Christian Watson, I just hope that, hey, I just hope he has a really nice recovery and don't try to speed him back. I mean, I feel bad. I feel bad for him that he got hurt. I feel bad that he he has a really bad history of injuries. Jordan Love, let's just hope he's all right. But if he comes out there and if he comes out there against the Eagles already missing throws, placing the ball into the ground, not throwing guys open, then I just think you need to sit him, or you need to just go ahead and just bench him quick and just put Malik Willis in. If he comes out there in the first couple of series just not throwing good accurate passes, if that elbow and whole hand, whatever the injury is might still be bothering him. So, that's pretty much all I got. But I will say this again about Jordan Love. I think at this point, I will say that I think I was wrong about what I said earlier in the season. You know, I called Jordan Love out a lot for a lot of risky throws that he was making. I called him out for that. And I was like, he needs to cut it down. He needs to stop. He needs to stop turning the ball open. And at this point, when the way you watch Jordan Love play this second half of the season, I just think honestly it's done more harm than good, in the sense that the Packers passing game is just so terrible. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that he's just not taking as much risk as he was at the beginning of the season. Sure. Maybe I'm just overlooking it, looking at it too deep. But I just think a lot of it, I just think some of it maybe has to do with the fact that he's just not taking as much risk as he was early in the season. And he's trying to protect the football more. By protecting the football more, he's holding on to the football longer than he should, not letting it rip. So, I think that's something to think about. But let me go ahead and get up out of here. This video is already going on long enough. If you watch this, if you got this far, I appreciate it. All I gotta say is congratulations to the Bears and their fans. I mean, you guys got your Super Bowl win. You end your season on a high note, and yeah, honestly, I don't think you could have ended your season a better way at this point. After losing for the last 2 months, you couldn't possibly end your season a more better way than beat a division rival that's been kicking your butt for years now. And you go on the road and you finish Caleb Williams' rookie year, beating the Packers on the road. You gotta be feeling pretty good about that. So, and the Bears got some good. They're gonna be pretty optimistic coming into next season, feeling like they definitely can beat us now after that performance. So that's not good for us, especially with the Lions and Vikings already being tough to face and beat as it is. So the Packers overall just need to get it together, or they can be definitely end up being winless in the division next season, which obviously is something that we don't want to see. So, yeah, that's all I got, man. Let's just on the road next week against the Eagles, man. Regardless of what happens, I'm not going to start rooting for my team, obviously. That's obviously not going to happen. I can come on here and just crap on their performance all day long, but I'm still a Packers fan at the end of the day. I love this team. Okay? So we'll just see what happens in the Eagles game. We lose, hey, it is what it is. I thought this season was a fluke anyway, so this game overall, I don't really have much expectations, because this is just simply not a Super Bowl team. We're not even close to a Super Bowl caliber team. So just keep your expectations low and don't be disappointed by the outcome next week, because I think we can all pretty much guarantee it's going to be an L. So that's all I got. I appreciate you for watching. I'm out.